Welcome back to another Expert VR Friday recap. This Friday, we're jumping into bio tracking, Metaverse for VR education, and VR firefighting. It is January 20th, 2023. Let's jump into it. First off, we have the Meta Quest now syncing workouts with Android phones and heart rate trackers. So using your smartwatches, you can now sync your VR workouts and VR activities and the heart rate from your heart rate tracker together. And this is very exciting for education because heart rate has been used to track somebody's confidence levels. Are they nervous, confident, or what other emotions are they feeling as they're doing training or anything else? And so being able to bring this in right now, it seems like it only works with Meta's workout app. But on our development side, we're looking into how we could utilize this so that you can pair any consumer available heart rate tracker to the headset so that when you're doing training in an educational sense, you can have that heart rate and know confidence levels and things along those lines. So very exciting. Moving along, we have this article in EdSurge. If you don't know EdSurge, they're always putting out great educational content about the ed tech space and the education space in general. And they had a sponsored post by ViewSonic Corporation with Michael Chu, the director of ViewSonic, coming in and talking about if the metaverse is the future of education. And they had this cool video showing their universe by ViewSonic, which is kind of their virtual classroom. And for the most part, I completely agreed with Michael going through this. I think having the virtual classrooms that people can get together and socialize like they normally would in the real world, but can't in kind of the remote world that we're living in today or that we've been living in the past couple of years. I think this opens up a lot of exciting possibilities. The problem that I saw with what Michael's talking about here is it is a very kind of static isn't maybe the right word, but I'll say static environment where or a very traditional environment where you're just going in to a regular looking classroom and learning in that classroom like you normally would. And it definitely adds that extra layer above and beyond what Zoom can do. But to make this type of classroom work and this type of virtual education, VR education work, there needs to be experiences that take people out of that regular classroom environment and take them into dangerous situations or places that you can't go, like Mars or back in history or different things along those lines. So definitely need to see that mix for these virtual classrooms to be successful. That being said, very interesting article and some interesting opinion pieces on where VR education is heading. And then to wrap us up, I wanted to pass it over to Brad from the VAR lab, the virtual reality and augmented reality lab at Conestoga College. We've been working with Brad for the past while now, been a long time, developing multiple firefighting simulations. And over the past 3-4 months, Brad has had all of his students this past semester going through our firefighter training simulations and had some amazing comments on the impact that virtual reality has made on his students. So, Brad, take it away.
Last week, we did our first live fire training session. And in the 13 years that I have been at the college, the students' performance was the best of all classes in the past 13 years. So definitely the time that they spent in the VR lab, I am 100% positive that it had a positive impact on what they could do out in the field.
Awesome. Thank you, Brad. And those comments are amazing. And so happy to hear that virtual reality is having such a big impact at Conestoga with firefighters and hopefully soon right across North America with the simulations that we're releasing. Very exciting to see these comments and to continue seeing how we can improve these simulations to make the training even better and better. Anyways, that is your Expert VR Friday recap for everything going on in VR that is connected to education. I hope you learned some new tidbits. And if you have any questions, please comment below or send me a DM, Evan Sittler Bates on LinkedIn. Would be happy to talk. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.